And
yes.
the way the market is now, things are on Netflix. What people are watching YouTube, and then you've got video games and movies and sports, and you've got a lot of things out there taking up people's time. So,
well, I've been very fortunate to have seen you perform many a times because you've been coming here for 12 years.
Have you really?
Yeah. Since Mark was owning the place.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Wow, that went fast.
It really has. That's what I said too.
Because it doesn't feel like it.
No.
It feels like 6 years tops.
No.
Wow, that's
4
weird.
years. 4 years for me.
Wow. That's weird. Okay.
But it's fun watching you on America's Got Talent for obvious reasons, but not just because we know you and love you, but because you have talent. Obviously. But
some people don't. Is that what you're inferring?
Some people don't. But I've never seen Simon go gaga over anybody before, and Simon's like, this guy's going to go far. I wish this guy, that's
well,
like, wow.
I think Simon likes to see something different, number one, because he gets bored really easily. You've seen it. And especially singers. He's especially hard on them because he did Idol for so many years. And he doesn't like cover songs. We know that, right? And he likes original songs. And if you do a cover song, you got to do something a little different with it.
Yeah.
You got to surprise him. So,
and what you kind of do.
Well, he was quite shocked. But if you saw me, if you look at me when I came out, what's this guy going to do?
Right. And now the tough part, because Wednesday...
I looked like an usher from one of the cinemas in the neighborhood, right? I had that crushed blue velvet jacket.
Which I don't want to talk about, because I know you talk about it at your show.
No feet at the seat, sir. No feet on the seat. Yeah. No, go ahead. We can talk about it. Whatever.
Well,
you
I don't want to give
about.
away what, because I saw the show Wednesday, so I don't want to give away anything.
Well, every show's different, my friend.
Well, okay, the jacket. Well, like the jacket, you bought that at a supermarket.
Well, that was for the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, for Judge Cuts.
Yes,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, because somebody asked about the jacket. That was like the first question everybody was asking you.
She put some hate on that jacket,
She
didn't
did.
she?
I like the jacket. It's original.
But that just goes to show you, what it's like out there,
But you were also testing the audience for new material, because at the next show you have to do for America's Got Talent, you got to do everything original, nothing from the past. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So you're working on new stuff.
Yeah, I can't really talk about that because I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, do people solicit ideas? Hey, you should do this. You should do that.
No, I know what my wheelhouse is anyway.
Yeah.
I know what they want me to do. And they want me to keep up with the funny voices and stuff. Because I have a unique slot on the show.
Right.
Nobody's doing that.
No.
Doing impressions and that. And doing them the way I do them.
Yeah.
I like to do them like a mashup, like what you'd hear with a song, where you take a whole bunch of stuff and then combine them together.
Yeah.
So like my cartoon montage, please say, think for the flower. Hey, Fred. Like, wow, Scoob. And just combining everything.
Yeah, I know.
Like a real mashup. And so you're like, what is that just came out of that person's mouth?
Right. But I'm surprised people don't come up to you with ideas like, what if Chewbacca started straight out of Compton? It's just wacky ideas.
Something like that. I don't know. Just improvise.
I just wonder if people ask you like come up with these crazy ideas.
Right now, somebody in their living room is going, "Turn that down." Right. I hate Wookiees rapping.
No doubt. I know these guys wanted to ask you some questions. You want? Go ahead.
How is it to perform in front of that many people?
Well, it's pee your pants exciting. There's a lot of people. I will say that the crowd is amazing. Like the energy that's coming at you, and you can feel it. I don't know if you've ever felt anything like that before. Maybe at one of your games, where everybody, but it's overwhelming.
Is it like an adrenaline rush?
Oh yeah, very much so.
Right. Almost like a playoff type atmosphere.
I would say, yeah, they're so pumped, and they're positive too.
So it's basically, it feels like you're in a hurricane and the roof is getting ripped off the building.
Yeah.
That's the last time I had an adrenaline rush.
You'd have to be pretty bad for them not to like you.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty bad. Mm-hmm. And it's an entertaining show. You got to have that too.
Oh,
they
yeah.
have a couple of acts on there where people go like, "What is it? What?"
But I'm curious. Like for some of these people, is this the first time they've ever been in front of all these people? It's intimidating for some of these people because they've never done it before. Where you've been doing this for quite some time, you've got some experience.
I think most of them have experience.
Do they?
Yeah, most of them do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're at that level and you see it, right? Season 14 is off the hook.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy, right?
I love Kesha.
And so
Kesha.
Yeah. There's a lot of good people on there. So they've been around some of the block. I've been around it several times.
No, I know.
The block. But I've been
I
in
thought
the
they
business.
named the block after you.
Yeah, pretty much, right? But I've been doing this stand-up thing for 35 years.
Yeah.
33, about 33.
Wow, it's been that long?
33, and then about 2 as an amateur, and then before then just kind of dabbing my toe in every once in a while for the previous
But I think this is great
5
exposure
years.
for you because I really think this is going to lead to some really big things for you. I really do. Probably with the Cartoon Network.
Man, I
but
hope
still.
so. Well, yeah, well, I've had a lot of great offers, and
I bet.
a lot, booking wise and agencies, and man, oh man,
What is your dream?
isn't that great? Just
I mean,
4 years before pension, I'm so excited.
No, you're going to keep going, though. I know you.
Yeah. I'm
you
not
have
gonna-
too much energy.
Yeah,
You're not even close
I'm a
to that
baby
level
boomer.
yet.
I'm never going to quit.
Right.
I'm never going to quit my job. I'm going to keep working forever.
Right. Well, what do you like? I know you're living your dream, but you probably aspire to something bigger and better. Everybody does, right? It's what do you want to do? Do you want like a feature film? Do you want your own series? What does Greg Morton want?
I would like to work at a car wash, and because I love cars, but I love various types of cars, and I love cleaning cars. It's one of my favorite things, especially in the detailing and getting inside there and just getting in the little corners, the edges.
Does it matter the type of vehicle?
Well, I don't like a rust bucket. I
Well,
mean, it's
like
pretty
if I
difficult.
gave you my truck, you could.
No, I don't do trucks.
Okay.
They take way too long. What are you doing with the truck anyway?
Huh? Because people always ask me to help them move.
Shows
So
what a sucker you are,
I know,
then,
so
right?
I know. I have a.
If
I
you don't
can't
want to
say
move,
no.
if you don't want to move people, don't buy a truck.
Yeah. I have a hard time saying no. That's why I always had a problem with drugs as a young kid. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll tell you something. When I first got into stand-up, I got the smallest vehicle I could because I didn't want to drive comics around. I didn't want to be their Uber service.
Ford Escort.
Pretty close.
Okay.
I got a Ford Focus.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice. You're
Yeah.
right, but they do ask, all right?
they do like constantly. Like, "Hey, can you say I don't have a car? And I don't have it. I don't have. You know what? I don't have anything really. So if you could just show up and give me a ride."
How long have you lived in Toronto?
Off and on for about 20 years.
Wow. Okay.
Lived in New York for a little while. Lived in Los Angeles for a while.
Nice. But Toronto's home.
It is for now. I think we're going to move pretty soon. We're talking about moving stateside. Just before, if we can get in there before the wall goes up, I think we'll be fine. So,
I love Toronto.
or the snow fence, whatever they plan to put up
Right.
there.
I used to go to Toronto all the time when I was a kid. I'm from,
Toronto is growing like mad. Now, when was the last time you were there?
I was there for the World Series when the Blue Jays were playing the Phillies. It's been a long time.
Wow.
Yeah, I was at game 2.
Wow.
Yeah, walking Young Street after the Blue Jays win,
Wow.
and hitting Gretzky's bar.
Wow.
Remember that?
Oh,
I don't even know if any
gosh.
of that's still there.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's when last time I was there.
Gretzky's is going away.
No.
Yes, they just announced it a couple of weeks ago.
Oh wow.
They're putting up condos.
Is that? Oh wait, you talked about that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Is that the same situation?
It is. I mean,
Okay.
it's kind of the same situation. I mean, on my block, they've put up. I've been there for about maybe the last 4 years. Since then, they've put up about 8 condos
Wow.
in a 4-block radius.
Or of Young Street.
No. I'm not on Young Street.
Oh, okay.
I'm on Peter and Adelaide.
Oh,
so-
okay. All right.
Which is not far from there.
No.
But if you walk outside my door, you walk down about 2 or 3 blocks, you'll hit Gretzky's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First time I ever drank at a bar.
Is it really?
Legally. Legally. It was Gretzky's bar.
That's hilarious,
19
man.
years old.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
You see how that works?
Oh, that's why I love Toronto. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you serve Toronto's
It
great.
is, man. It's a great city.
It is, it
We got
really
some
is.
growing pains. I mean, people are just waking up and figuring out, hey, how come it takes me 3 hours to get, 3 blocks? But there's a lot more people. Every time you throw up one of those condos, that's 1,000 people that have just moved onto that block.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have vehicles. Not all of them, but, a lot of them do. So
Okay, so you want to move because of population. Traffic. So that's why I left Atlanta. The traffic was killing me.
Oh, my gosh. Isn't that insane, Atlanta?
Yes.
It really is.
I have to get to work in 30 minutes. I live 5 minutes away.
Right.
But it takes me 40 minutes to get there. I don't get this. I can walk faster than drive there.
I don't know what it is about the South, too. They have a kind of lackadaisical thing about time.
No conception of it, you mean?
No, there you go. I was trying to be polite, but yeah, like I had this limo was going to pick me up. I was working at the Punchline. He says, yeah, Mr. Morton, are you going to the airport? I go, yeah, where are you? He says, I'll be there very shortly. I'm on my way. I go, well, that's too late. Goodbye. And I picked up an Uber.
Heck yeah.
Because I can't, you can't take your chances there. You go through security in Atlanta. It's ridiculous now. It's like Minority Report with Tom Cruise. They want to take a DNA sample and an eye scan, and right? Have you been there lately?
Not lately. It's been like 5 years.
Well, that's
but it's not my worst experience of getting lost on a transit. It was in Boston. I got lost on the T. Boston's a mess.
Is it? Oh, yeah. Tell me about that.
Okay, I don't know where I ended. I was in Woburn, jumped on the T. I was supposed to go to like Dorchester or something like that, and I ended up like in Southie. And this is before cell phones. This was like the early 90s. You had to be rich to have a cell phone.
I remember that.
So I'm like looking for a payphone, and every payphone's missing the receiver.
Right?
I'm like, how do I get out of here? So finally, I flagged down a cop. Like he's walking his beat, because they actually have cops walking beats back then. I don't know if they still do. And he's like, oh yeah, you're way off. He's like, get back on the T, take it this way. I was like, okay, man. But I was scared.
Similar thing happened to me when I was in New York. I got lost. Same thing, early 90s. And I go out, I go like, this is nuts. Like the whole system shut down. So I walked outside. I go like, well, I'll just grab a cab and I'll get back into the city. Yeah. I'm standing out there outside for a half hour. Just to get to the street, I have to go down this dark alley. Rats are just darting back and forth in front of me. I saw a rat as big as a cat. I swear to God, it was huge. Or maybe it was a possum. I don't know, but it was huge. I finally get to safety, what I think is safety. I'm standing there for a half hour. No cab will pick me up. So I cross the street to the other side. First cab that comes along. I go like, you're the first cab to pick me up. How come nobody would pick me up? Oh, everybody thinks that you're going into Brooklyn. That's why nobody would pick you up. Now, if you're going to the city, yeah, we'll pick you up. But if you're going into Brooklyn, we ain't going there.
Oh, wow, man. That's crazy. We'll drop you off at the bridge.
It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm stuck in Brooklyn.
We go as
just
far
on
as
the outskirts.
Bridge.
Yeah. Oh,
we'll drop you off at the bridge. You got to walk across to Brooklyn. Oh, it's great.
What a crazy town, man.
I'm telling you. And I'm sure you've seen all kinds of things. You travel around the country.
I saw these two guys. This guy, what was he? This guy was fighting with this cab driver on the street. And, I had just gotten to New York. I got off the bus, and I was getting home from a gig. I walk out, and these two guys are fighting. This cab says, you pay me what you owe me. He opens up his trunk. He pulls out a crowbar and starts chasing this guy around the car.
Oh my God.
Welcome to New York.
Yeah, right?
Right?
That's crazy.
That's funny. So I got to imagine, as a child, you probably watched a lot of cartoons.
Yeah. Well, actually, I ended up getting into that. Now, I was more of an artist. I used to do a lot of drawing, and eventually I became an animator.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I studied that. I worked on the Scooby and Scrappy-Doo show. I'll draw you guys a picture after the show.
Oh, wow.
And I worked on the new Flintstones. Then when they tried to bring the Flintstones back into prime time, I wasn't doing voice work just yet.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I started to get into stand-up, and this agent said, would you like to go out for some voice work? I go, yeah, because I used to do that for student films, my fellow students. First job I go out for, first audition, was this character. His name was Grinder. He was a dog, and he sounded like this. It was for the Hello Kitty show. And I ended up getting that part. So we get this show. I think we did about 50 or 60 episodes. You can still find these shows at the supermarket or in Target. It's Hello Kitty's Fairy Tale Theater.
Wow.
If you ever see it.
Nice.
And I'm in there. And then after I did that show, the director came up to me and says, how would you like to direct? I go, what? Are you kidding me? He says, yeah, well, I figure, with your background in this, and, being a voice performer, you're the perfect match for this. I says, yeah, I'd love to give this a shot. So I ended up directing shows like Cops, which was a cartoon show, not the one where they have the real criminals. But it was fighting crime in a future time. And it was one guy was a robot, and another guy is kind of an android cop. Then I did a Super Mario Brothers Super Show. And then in Super Mario Brothers 3, Super World, Captain Nintendo, the Game Master.
I was just going to ask you about the video game market. Yeah.
And The Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Hammerman with MC Hammer. I did that show.